Okay, George here, Goldcliff Resource Corporation. We're talking about the bear market. We've addressed the disconnect or the great conundrum between gold prices and gold stocks. We have discussed some of the reasons for that disconnect. And so how might this end? How might we come out of this? In an earlier video discussing our business strategy, I spoke about private pools of capital beginning to show up in the junior resource space as major corporate investors. These folks are motivated by the desire to own a piece of precious metals production. They're not so much looking for a stock play as they are to be business owners. And there are a number of examples where these pools of capital have taken substantial positions in development companies. They are putting people on the board of directors to help shape the business plan and the direction of those companies developing those assets. These pools of capital are wealthy business owners, they are wealthy entrepreneurs, they are other folks of very high net worth, they are some smaller private equity firms, family offices, this type of thing. And as I say, this isn't a prediction, this is already underway, and it's a trend that many observers think is going to accelerate over the next 18 or 24 months. Coupled with that, we are seeing direct investment into companies by major mining companies, by intermediate mining companies, and by junior producers. Throughout my career and even before, older observers would say usually the major mining company will say, we don't buy stock. We want to buy a piece of your asset, or we want to option your asset, or we want to joint venture with you in developing the asset. What we've seen in the last couple of years is the beginning of major companies to enter into project exploration at an earlier stage, and they're funding that by direct investment into the companies by way of placement of the stocks and becoming good-sized shareholders. I talked in part 2 about the credibility issue facing the business. This is something that's really going to solve that issue, to address that issue, because investors are going to be able to have some comfort that not just the entrepreneurial geologic team in the given company is active on the project, but it's backed up by the technical expertise of the bigger mining company. Importantly, for the development of that project, those mining companies usually have the engineering teams to take these projects from development and into production. So that's an addressing of the credibility issue that the junior resource space is facing, and I think that will, I agree with the observers that believe that trend is going to continue. Clearly the major's not going to be investing in all companies, but it will be bringing new capital to the space in a manner that provides those companies with not only technical stability and backup, but also with financial stability. So those two pools of capital coming to bear in the junior resource space, over time, that is going to establish valuations for certain deposit types, certain deposit sizes. It's going to establish a new valuation that will end up pulling up the valuations of all the other companies who think they may have a similar deposit type or a similar grade or some other similarity. And I do believe that influx of new capital will then draw in some of this other speculative capital that has been playing elsewhere, large cap technology stocks as an example, some of that money will start to come back in as this trend continues. That is a school of thought held by a number of observers, and I tend to share that. So let's see if that materializes, because we have been in a very difficult bear market situation. The really fantastic thing about the Canadian mining promoter, the Canadian mining entrepreneur, is the amazing tenacity, the amazing ingenuity, creativity, imagination, stick-to-itiveness. And I can tell you as a member of that community that really is true. There are many days when you just want to retire and hang it up, but most of us that are still in the business are grinding away, because we do see an end to this in the not too distant future. So I hope those thoughts were valuable. If you enjoyed them, or if you have some contrary views, or if you have some additional thoughts, please put that in the comment section, and we will see you on the next video.